Good evening, everyone, and welcome to tonight's episode of Ask Leah. Tonight, I want to talk about the problem of over-apologising. Now, this is something that I see in a lot of people, particularly those who have a passive communication style, who are people pleasers, very self-critical, or battle self-doubt. We fall into this trap of over-apologising and saying sorry or talking ourselves down with the word just. That's a whole other episode, and I've touched on it before. We'll go there again next week. But for some of us, we're actually saying the word sorry all the time. Sorry I'm late, sorry for the delay, sorry to interrupt, sorry if this is a dumb question, but sorry. Now, there are some issues with this. I am a big proponent for owning your mistakes and apologising when you need to. The problem with over-apologising is you really weaken the true apologies when you need them. You take away the validity of those real apologies because you're always beating yourself up and saying sorry to everyone. So it dilutes that apology when it's needed, but it also makes you look unsure about what you're saying. So other people can start to doubt, do you really know what you're doing? Are you competent? Because you're showing a lack of confidence through that constant apologizing. Unfortunately, that can lead to some people walking all over you. So tonight on Ask Leah, I want to give you some alternatives, some alternative statements when you go to apologize. Now, let's just note here that if you are a chronic over-apologizer, this is going to take some work. It's not just going to be a snap your fingers and you get better at, which is why I want to give you a really practical tool tonight so that you can practice. And that is swapping out, where possible, the word sorry for thank you. It's a simple reframe that can make a big difference. So, what might that look like in some different situations? If you are running late, it might shift from, oh, I'm so sorry to have kept you waiting, to thank you for your patience. Now, obviously, that's if it's only a small delay. Of course, you would apologise if it genuinely needed one because you were significantly late. If you're responding to an email and it took you a little while to respond, instead of so sorry for the delay, it might be thanks for waiting, here's the information you were after. If it's pointing out an error, someone has pointed out an error to you, instead of beating yourself up like it's the end of the world, oh, I'm so sorry, I shouldn't have done that, it's my mistake, it might be, hey, great pickup, or thanks for pointing that out, that's really helpful. Okay, so it's a small shift, but makes a difference. Saying no to an invitation instead of, oh, I'm so sorry, I can't make it, and falling into that spiral of over-explaining. Thanks so much for the invite. Unfortunately, I can't make it. Okay, it's still really polite, warm, but more assertive. If you're asking a question, and you're interjecting and maybe saying, oh, look, I'm sorry if this is a dumb question, but, sorry if this has been asked before, it might be that you say, quick question, or to make sure we're on the same page, can I clarify that last point with you, please? Or do you have a moment if you're interrupting, rather than going straight to sorry to interrupt. Now, of course, if you are actually interrupting a person, you might still apologize, but we often just say sorry for doing our job and going to talk to someone. I want you to try to notice it this next week, how often you default to sorry when it doesn't necessarily need it. And I want you to try that shift. Thank you for your patience. Thanks for waiting. Great pickup. Try this shift, see what difference it makes in your confidence, and save your apologies for those times when you really need them. That will have more impact, and I'd love to hear your results. If you've got a communication, soft skill, leadership, self-management question you would like answered, send it through and I will do my best to answer it in an upcoming episode. Cheers.